I want to tell you something. It doesn't matter how old you are, how big you are, how little you are. Heart disease can happen to anybody. Heart attacks can happen to anybody at any given time. I'm going to tell you a story now. The summer before my senior year in high school, we all went to Kings Island. My brothers, sisters, mom, stepdad at the time. And when we came home that night from having a good old time enjoying ourselves with our family, I had just went to bed when my brother had come into my room to tell me that my mother was not breathing. My mother was 36 years old. There was 4 of us children, 13, 14, 17, and 18. I told my brother to go next door to get my sister, and I would go try to see what I could do. At that time, I was performing CPR on my mother, and I did not know how to do it at all, except for what I learned on the TV. Once the ambulance arrived, they had placed my mother on the floor, stripped her of her clothing, put the EKG pads on her, and shocked her numerous times on the floor in front of all of us kids. They could not get my mom back, but they did put her in the ambulance and tried all the way there. They did get her back once that they had arrived at the hospital. They said that they had gotten a heartbeat back on her. They had flown her out to Indianapolis, and they found out that she had low potassium. They had put her on some medication. She had come back home. Weeks went by of her being on her medicine, and one day she hit the kitchen floor while she was doing dishes. Heart stopped again, and down she went. Doing CPR on her again, waiting on an ambulance to arrive, sending her back to the hospital, back for more tests to find out what was wrong with her. She had literally died so many times through all those episodes and brought back to life again. At one point, she told me she actually felt herself out of her body and that she heard them calling her name to come back as she was floating above. And as she went back into her body, she felt different sensations. My mother was normal, brain function-wise and everything from all those episodes that she had had. And before they were moving her to another hospital, she had had another episode out in the hallway. She had then went into a coma, was pronounced a vegetable, wanted us to unplug her. After she had came out of that, would go after school to play blocks, teach her to walk, that type of thing again. My mother got brain damage from all of this at 36 years old. Me being a senior in high school, my brothers and sisters still being young. We was able to bring her home finally with a trach tube in, with a feeding tube, and on diapers. Now, imagine how embarrassing that is for your mother, and you sitting there having to change an adult's diaper on your own parent at your house. It was very uncomfortable for both of us. As I take my Plexus products this morning and every day, I realize why I'm doing it, why I'm taking them. My mother was put in a nursing home at 38 years old. She is now 60. Her short-term memory is gone, so if you go to visit, you can walk down the hall and come back, and she thinks you just arrived again. My mother's in a special walker she has to be strapped into. She wears a helmet now. She's 60 years old. She falls a lot. She some days knows my children, some days she does not. Some days she remembers I live in Kentucky, and some days she still thinks I'm in Indiana. People, it's so important to take care of your health. It doesn't matter if you're thick or thin. You can have health problems at any age, a heart condition at any age. Take the proper steps to take care of yourself. I missed out on having my mom. I missed out on so many things. She didn't get to see me graduate. She didn't get to see me get married. She didn't get to see me have my children. And she's still really not there for me today. If you get excited about something and you just want to call your mom and have somebody to talk to, I don't have that anymore. A heart condition took that away from my mom. And maybe that could have been avoided. Maybe not. I don't know. But I'm taking the right steps to take care of my family so I can be there for my kids I want to see my children graduate. I want to see them graduate from college, get married, and have children on their own. And by me taking care of myself and taking these Plexus products, I'm assuring myself more that I am going to be there for them. So I just want you all to know, please, please take the right steps to take care of yourself. Do what you need to do so you can be there for your family. And have that sense of peace that you will be for them. Have a good night, and God bless.